AI is not a trend. And just as BigBear.AI is moving in the market today, so is the future of AI in using it for investing. And so this morning, we actually traded, it was ARBB for a profit this morning. We closed out at $212 profit at market open, not with guesswork, but actually using our AI tool here that we rely on to analyze stocks with clarity and speed. And if you guys missed the reveal of the machine, I recorded a full breakdown of the top AI tools that I use daily. And if you'd like to see it for yourself, you can click the first link in the description inside to find a complete masterclass on how to apply AI in your trading and your investing and begin moving uh, with the tide, not really against the tide when it comes to investing. So Big Bear AI is now surging up to $7.33 at market close on Friday. Then we see them sell down, and find a support level at market open this morning. We were watching it closely just a few minutes ago in StockMate. Again, that's the second link in the description to tune in live each morning. And we had some drawings going. Let's see what we got going. So we had an overall uptrend, okay, over the last week and a half, 10 days really. And we see it continue this uptrend, stair stepping up from what was about $4.50 to as high as $7 over the last 10 days. After peaking out at $7.33 on Friday, then we saw it sell down. This morning, it found a support at $6.30 at this rising support level. Okay. And we see it now looking to continue the trend, getting back up into this level of about $7.24. So that is the next price target, bullish price target for Big Bear is up into that $7.25 range. It's about an 8% increase. Now, there is a possibility we see a retest down around $6.50 as well, somewhere in this range, as that is a previous support level that we watch closely. But it's starting to recover, and we could potentially see that move of about 8% continue throughout the day. So just those levels right now in this overall uptrend that we're watching with Big Bear. Now, Big Bear has a lot of focus for us on the financials, right? On the defense contracts. We were watching CTM this morning, which was also doing well. But the markets, for the most part, we did see some smaller pullbacks in the market. Our portfolio is up just a tad, but we do see mainly green and SPY is up about 0.15%. But when you're looking at Big Bear and why we're watching it here in this uptrend, well, they've had some more momentum. Okay, so one of the things we were talking about was the VeriScan technology. This technology has been deployed into many airports aggressively, and not just airports. They're also having an AI vision that's getting deployed at the Panama canals with their ARCA tech that is also at a place of strength and power for the US, that they're looking to be a company that solves some of the problems in being able to identify what's going on in the Panama Canal. So they have an AI there that's tracking all the ships, the ports, the in and out movements. But they just arrived at Nashville, okay, with their new biometrics, and also with their biometrics being deployed at major airports. I've seen for myself personally, JFK, you got LAX, Denver International Airport, and many others. So financials starting to look like a focus. You see a lot of hype probably. They recently had, I think it was a congresswoman or someone purchase stock. It wasn't even a lot of stock, but we did see them purchase, which got a lot of attention. We don't look at those articles. We don't really look at so much of the congressional buying or things like that. But you did see that their on paper loss looked much greater than what they actually came in with, and that their balance sheet increased in total assets. So when you look at their income statements, they've been increasing revenue, even if it's just a tiny bit year over year. They have increased revenue just a tiny bit. And then the balance sheet, it was actually dangerous in 2024 with their liabilities higher than their assets. You could see that here, the liabilities on the right, the total assets on the left. Okay, so they were actually dangerously high on the liability side. In 2024, though, towards the end and into 2025, they actually cleaned it up. Now they have more assets. You see that blue in the last quarter than they do liabilities. So there's a lot of reasons why that's good. Assets up 66%. It means that they have runway and they have no real financial danger at this moment, which is a good place to be as they continue to expand their computer vision. They're going into the ports of entry. They're even working with some hospitals with their AI. And primarily where they're focused, though, is on the Department of Defense contracts, with which they have the Army contracts, or working with the Pentagon, because you could see that the US government has more demand for the types of technologies that Big Bear deploys. So, for example, AI driven threat detection and this $5.4 billion opportunity from TSA, Department of Homeland Security. It's a .gov article. We do know Kevin McAleenan, U.S. Customs, U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Previously, he was the acting secretary there at the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. So that makes sense that they're very scan tech, that processes large amounts of data, that helps with TSA and going directly to the major airports and ports of entry is a good place for them to be. So we see them start to continue this trend. They're continuing this uptrend, looking to push back up into the $7 range. We have seen continued interest from institutions, as institutions have been buying heavily, especially after the sell down on the earnings. They saw a big interest after that. And you do see this move we're watching up to about $7.50. They do have a little bit of a bull trend starting to happen, where they bounced what was the 200-day moving average. See that green line, and they've been building their market cap. So their market cap is up there to about 2.45 billion. Okay, and they're still having trouble, I would say, justifying that from a revenue standpoint. They're doing okay from the balance sheet standpoint, but they're still lower on revenue. So we're looking for the revenue to increase as a result of their deployments that they've had here in 2025, and see them get some more contracts rolled out. So with the current trend, they have a resistance level here at about $7 a share, which is where they're looking to aim. And then they have $7 kind of the next bullish target once again. And then the profit margin, or the profit and risk, you got a $6.50 support, which they're going to look to try and hold today, and a previous support at $6.25, which was really a previous resistance that we see them stair stepping, using previous resistance as support. So with the sell down today and a little bit of market pressure, it could potentially hold that 650 range. I think conservatively they retest down here around 640, 650, but that we see them continue this overall trend to be getting back up into this, $7 to $7.50 range, which we've been kind of eyeing, and we do see them make out of that 15% run about a 5% run so far. So that's going to be the focus for this week. We'll be following Big Bear closely. The other stock we were trading this morning was in data centers. It was ARBB. We were able to actually make quite a profit this morning. I think it was just about $212, and it went way shorter than we expected because it spiked up after we bought. So if that happens, we'll set our stop loss a lot of times to lock it in just in case. APLD, so data centers were doing good. TSSI started the day up 7%, which we covered these stocks this past week on the top 5 AI or data center stocks, right? And then Tesla was doing well. One that we've been watching closely as well is CTM. CTM was up 5% today. They're in the defense sector, similar to BigBear.AI, and they're holding that $1 a share price range quite nicely, with more volume than they normally see today. So we are seeing drone tech, robotics, AI tech do pretty good today. We did expect slightly some pullbacks in the market, so that's part of the game. But when the value creation from these companies is tremendous, a lot of people are realizing that this is an unprecedented time that we're only going to be entitled to in our generations, every so often, where you see AI come along and these companies are using it and we have the ability to invest in them. as they continue to grow and provide more value to the markets. So right now, with the AI companies that we're in and stuff, we've seen some surges. We are still having plans for controlling those positions. So if you're in a short-term trade, it's still important to have some risk management. Long-term trades, of course, those are just the long-term ones you continue to add to. But there's still some dynamic plays in the short term, like we were trading this morning, to be able to take advantage of, which if you're an investor right now in this market, those financials are going to be a key thing to watch. The charts are going to be a thing to watch, but ultimately, the value to the marketplace from the companies going to be a main indicator we're looking at right now. So we'll be watching them closely. Appreciate you all. If I earned your thumbs up, hit the like button. If you want to tune on in to our live sessions every morning at Market Open and get a free t-shirt, it's the second link in the description to join Stockmates. Stockmates will get you on the right track and eliminate some of the guessing, but have insights for you related to AI data centers, quantum computing, space tech companies, as well as the AI defense companies we're focused on here. So if you want to get insight into those types of companies, learn the ropes, why stocks move, not necessarily what to buy, although you do see my entries and my exits in the morning, then again, it's the second link below for Stockmates. And if you missed it, one of the tools we were using this morning, as I mentioned, for getting an idea of where this stock was going this morning was ARBB. So we are looking at this projection here, and you can search any stock here with any model. In this case, this morning, we're using OpenAI. You got Claude and Gemini. These are all AI models. And we process special data from SEC, institutional holdings, all the charts relative to which future time frame you want to get projections for. And we run it through those AIs, the best AIs in the world. And we look for better answers to come out as a result and get better insights. So if you want to get your hands on some of the most cutting edge AI technology for your analysis, then again, it's going to be the first link in the description for seeing what this tool is all about. So I appreciate you all. Thanks so much for tuning in. Do consider subscribing down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.